Welcome. Today, we are diving into an epic clash, a battle between two of the most fundamental forces on our planet. It's a fight that's happening all the time, all around us. So let's get right into it.
Okay, picture this. You're looking up at a clear night sky, and then you see it, a meteoroid, and it's hurtling straight for Earth. So, is this it? Is this the end? Is the city doomed? Do we need Godzilla and Kong to team up and save us all?
Well, to figure that out, we've got to meet the two main characters in this whole drama. Think of them as two colossal forces, locked in this constant cosmic tug of war for control of everything that falls. Let's start with our first contender. It's the force that's always there, always pulling, constantly keeping our world together, gravity.
You see, gravity is, well, it's absolutely essential. It's so much more than just what makes an apple fall from a tree. It's this incredibly powerful force that keeps our moon from just zipping off into space. It's literally what holds our precious atmosphere around the planet, like a giant invisible hug. It pulls everything toward the center of the Earth.
And because of this constant pull, objects that are falling don't just move at one steady speed. No, they accelerate. They get faster and faster. And they do it at a very specific rate, 9.8 meters per second every second. That's called gravitational acceleration.
Now, here is a totally mind-bending fact for you. If you were in a perfect vacuum, a place with absolutely no air, every single object, I don't care what it is, what its size is, or how much it weighs, falls at that exact same rate. This is what physicists call free fall. So let's run a little thought experiment, shall we? Imagine we're in a giant vacuum chamber. In one hand, I've got a heavy, dense pyramid brick. In the other, a super light, really wide Fuki leaf. So what happens when we let them go at the exact same time? The result is kind of wild. Both the brick and the leaf speed up at the exact same rate. They both fall perfectly straight down. And unbelievably, they hit the ground at the exact same instant. In a vacuum, gravity just doesn't care. It treats them both identically.
But of course, you and we don't live in a vacuum. And that is where our second powerful force comes storming onto the scene, the one that changes absolutely everything. Meet air resistance. You know this force. If you've ever stuck your head out of a moving car window, you've felt that wind just pushing against your face. That's it. That's air resistance. It's the force that literally opposes motion through the air. And this force has some pretty important rules. First, it always pushes back against the direction you're moving. And the faster you go, the stronger it pushes. The denser the air is, the stronger it pushes. And this is the really crucial part for our experiment. The wider an object is, the more air it has to push out of the way, and the stronger that resistance becomes. So, let's run our experiment again. But this time, let's take it out of that perfect vacuum and drop our brick and leaf right here, in the real world, with all its air. What do you think happens now? And this is where you really see the difference. That heavy, narrow brick, it just slices right through the air with hardly any resistance and plummets to the ground. But that wide Fuki leaf, it has a huge surface area, right? So it catches a ton of air. It basically acts like its own tiny parachute, floating down all gently and much, much more slowly. Okay, so we've got gravity pulling everything down, and we've got air resistance pushing everything up. What happens when these two massive forces finally meet in the ultimate showdown? This is where we get something called terminal velocity. See, as an object falls, gravity makes it speed up. But as its speed increases, that upward push from air resistance gets stronger and stronger. Eventually, you hit a point where the push of the air perfectly balances the pull of gravity. At that exact moment, the object just stops accelerating. It keeps falling, but at a constant speed. It's the reason raindrops don't hit us like tiny bullets from the sky, and it's what makes skydiving even possible. So, what does this epic battle between the pull and the push have to do with our meteoroid problem? How on earth does this invisible force actually save our planet?
Let's go back to our meteoroid. Out there, in the total emptiness of space, there is no air resistance. It's just pure, raw gravity, pulling it, accelerating it, making it move at a truly mind-boggling speed. But the very second it smacks into the top layer of our atmosphere, everything changes. It goes from a perfect, empty vacuum to suddenly slamming into a thick, dense blanket of air molecules. It's literally like hitting a wall. And here comes the fiery finale. The air right in front of that meteoroid gets compressed so violently and so incredibly fast that its temperature just skyrockets to thousands of degrees. This insane heat completely incinerates the meteoroid, burning it up and vaporizing it into nothing more than tiny, harmless little specks of dust.
And just like that, the threat is gone. No giant crater, no catastrophe, Earth is safe, and Godzilla and Kong, they can get back to their regularly scheduled city smashing.
So, the next time you see a gentle leaf floating down or you see a shooting star streak across the night sky, I want you to remember this cosmic battle. Because the force that pulls you down isn't always the only one that matters. Sometimes that invisible force that pushes back, well, that's the one that saves everything.